The first portion of the baseline concussion testing, what we go through with the athletes here, is called the BEST test, Balance Error Scoring System. We're going to go through that today with Scott. Basically what I'm going to do, Scott, I'm going to read you a protocol. You'll just listen to what I do, listen to what I say, and as we go along, you'll just go along with the stances that we go through. Okay? Okay, Scott, I'm going to test your balance. Please take your shoes off for me. During this test, you have to have your shoes off. So if you can just slide those off to the side. This test will consist of 6 20-second tests with 3 different stances on 2 different surfaces. I'll describe the stances as we go along. The first stance that we're going to go through is called the double leg stance. In this stance, what we have the athletes do, you go with your feet together, hands on your hips. How I begin the test, when you close your eyes, that is when the time starts. Again, it's a 20-second test. I count the errors. The errors being you pick up your heels, you pick up your toes, you take a step or waver, you take your hands off your hips, you open your eyes. All of those are errors that I count. As we go through the 20-second test, you want to limit the amount of errors that you have. If you fall out of place, all you do, quickly collect yourself and go back into the starting position. Do not be concerned with multiple errors in one mistake. Meaning, if you're standing, double leg stance, and you take your hands off your hips, open your eyes and step, just quickly get back into place. That's all one error that will be counted against you. Understand? Yeah. When you are comfortable standing in that position, I will start the clock and I will count the errors. I will let you know when the 20 seconds are up.
Now, do I close my eyes?
Yes, this starts on you. Once you close your eyes, that's when I start the time. Relax. Get open your eyes.
Does it matter how I was feeling? Because I felt like I was going left.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you really didn't look that bad, but that's all normal. You are going to collect yourself as you get.
I felt that way.
That's okay. The second test is comprised of a single leg stance. If you were to kick a ball, what foot would you kick with?
My right foot.
Your right foot. The test here is a non-dominant check. So what we're going to have you do, on your left foot, you're going to stand, single leg stance. Again, you're going to have the one foot down, hands on your hips. You do not use your right foot to cup around your leg. You just keep the right foot as it is. Okay. Again, I will start the time when you close your eyes, and I'll count the errors. If you fall out of place, quickly return to the starting position and continue through the 20 seconds.
And Coach Rudy's going to try
Coach Rudy, yes, Coach Rudy is here in the case that you have any
There's
problems.
a few guys that have face plant. Okay, they survive.
So yes, Coach Rudy is here in the case that you fall out of place. He'll assist if necessary to get back into the starting position.
Catch me, I got enough problems as it is already.
We got you.
And then I'll start with your
Hands on the hips and then
you're going to stand on the
my
left.
right leg, right?
And yes, and then once you close your eyes, I start.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and collect your stuff and go right back to the middle.
And we're free to put your leg down for your balance.
Okay. I'm just trying to stay up. That's it.
Okay, go collect your stuff.
It's getting worse.
Okay, that's okay. That's the 20 seconds. Relax. In this case, when you're unable to maintain the stance over 5 seconds, you get the highest score, and that just goes into the record as such. Final stance is called the tandem stance. That's a heel to toe stance. Your non-dominant foot is going to be in the back. Your dominant foot will be in the front. And how I'm going to have you stand, your left foot is actually going to be in that back corner. So your right foot are diagonal going that way. So,
Come up some.
just a little bit, and you can stand just like that. During the test, what we want you to do is keep your feet as straight as you can, hands on the hips. When you close your eyes, that's when I'll start the count. Again, if you fall out of place, if you lose your balance, all you have to do, collect yourself. You will not get multiple errors.
Okay.
When you fall out of place, just collect yourself and go right back to the starting position. Once you're prepared and ready to start, you close your eyes and I'll start the count. Okay, now what we do, the second portion of the exam, we're going to go through those same 3 tests. This time we're going to go on a foam surface. Obviously this increases the challenge, and again, we check the numbers of errors at this time, and that will be recorded. First stance, if you recall, we're going to go double leg stance, hands on your hips.
This is where it gets easy.
Okay.
Once you close your eyes, that
Put
is
your
when,
feet together.
yeah, feet
Okay.
together,
Okay.
hands on your
There
hips.
you go.
Yes.
Thank you.
Once you close your eyes,
Hands on here.
Okay, I will, let's, I gotta get my
Oh,
mouth
okay.
first.
once you're ready,
I'm
that's
walking
fine.
I thought I was getting ready to fly off.
I am, it feels like it.
And relax.
Yeah, we'll be getting off there, that'd be relaxing.
Okay, this is typically the most challenging of the stances, however, the last 2 are the most difficult by far. This one, again, we're going to do the single leg stance. It's the non-dominant leg. So you're going to have your left foot as your plant foot, hands on your hips. Once you close your eyes, I'll start the time. If you fall out of place, quickly collect yourself and go right back to the middle of the foam pad and resume the stance.
Okay. It'll be difficult, I see that.
Yes, it will.
Try to get
Yes,
your
go
left
ahead.
foot in the middle.
Yeah, go ahead and collect yourself and go right back to the
Yeah, your left foot. Yeah.
All right. Take a look.
and relax. Again, because you're unable to stand at least 5 seconds in this stance, we give you the highest score, which is a 10 for that stance.
Okay.
The final stance is the tandem stance. Again, your non-dominant heel will be in the back corner, and you're going to go diagonal to the front corner there.
That's a perfect time then, huh?
Perfect then. yes.
Like the Olympics, a perfect time.
And again, this one is pretty difficult too, so if you fall out of place, quickly collect yourself and go right back to the starting stance.
Okay.
Once you close your eyes, start. We're trying to get those feet heel to toe, your feet straight in a line. Go ahead and get those feet straight. And relax.
Yeah, when I leaned forward, that helped out.
Okay. We have the best test score. Again, what we do, we hold on to these numbers. In the case that a subsequent injury occurs, we reevaluate these, and we need your numbers to get back to the baseline levels before we begin any return to play protocol. This is what we're going to do for the second part of our baseline concussion testing. What we're going to do is go through the standardized assessment of concussion. It's a neurocognitive test. For the first part, I'm going to ask you some questions. All you're going to do is listen carefully and give your best effort. Okay?
Okay, and the importance of this test is?
The importance of this test, as well as the other 2, are to have a baseline number. You can't pass it, you can't fail it. It's just to put a number on how you are at normal. And then in the event that a concussion occurs, we will retest to see where your numbers fall before we return you to play.
Okay.
All right? First question, what month is it?
Let's see, it would be September.
What's the date today?
Let's see, my birthday's tomorrow, so today's 21st.
Happy almost birthday. What's the day of the week?
Friday,
What year is it?
2012.
What time is it right now without looking at the clock?
Let's see, it's probably around 11:30.
Okay, the second portion of the exam is called the immediate memory. I'm going to test your memory. I will read you a list of words, and when I'm done, repeat back as many words as you can remember in any order. There's 5 words. Elbow, apple, carpet, saddle, bubble.
Elbow, carpet, saddle, bubble, and you said something else, and I don't remember what it was.
Okay, I'm going to repeat that list again. Repeat back as many words as you can remember in any order, even if you said the word before. Elbow, apple, carpet, saddle, bubble.
Okay, elbow, apple, carpet, saddle, and bubble.
Okay, I'm going to repeat that list one more time. Repeat back as many words as you can remember in any order, even if you said the word before.
Okay.
Elbow, apple, carpet, saddle, bubble.
Okay, let's see, what was it? Elbow, apple, carpet, saddle, and I believe bubble. I think I got them all. Did I get them all?
You did a good job.
Okay.
Okay, the next portion of the standardized assessment of concussion is an exertional maneuvers portion. During this section, there are 4 exertional maneuvers that are tested: jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, and knee bends. We're not going to go through those today, but in a standard test, we would do 5 repetitions of each to make sure not only they can do those functional motions, but that they can also have no problems as they follow up with the questionings afterwards. The next section of the standardized assessment of concussion is the neurological screening. During your injury, did you have any loss of consciousness?
At first I didn't think so, but afterwards I do believe I did.
Okay. Could anybody?
For a brief moment.
Brief time?
Brief
Could you put an amount of time on there?
I don't know. I can't know. It was hard for me to even remember, but after so long, I know I was slumped over in the seat, so that, and I shook my head, so that was trying to get myself up, so that made sense to me.
Okay. Did you have post-traumatic amnesia, meaning poor recall for events after the injury?
By the end of the day, it happened like 12, 1 o'clock, something like that. When I left work, I don't remember driving home, and I don't remember anything that evening, but I did finish the day at work, so it took a little bit of time for that to fully develop.
Okay. And did you have any retrograde amnesia, meaning poor recall of events before the injury occurred?
No. And the other thing was the balance. The first sign was that I lost my balance. I couldn't stand on a run of a ladder that was 6 inches off the ground. I couldn't get both feet up.
Sure. Okay. The next section is a strength testing. We're going to check quickly the right and left upper extremities. What we're going to have you do, you're going to squeeze my fingers with both hands as hard as you can. Good. Relax. And then I want you to have your hands just like this, and don't let me push down. Good. For the upper extremity testing, if you're comfortable doing it, we do 5 hops, single leg on each leg.
Okay.
You can do that. Go ahead and stand up. I have you right here. It's a single leg hop, so you're going to stand, single leg, pushing up. And then you're going to switch to the opposite side. That's it. And then you switch legs. Go ahead, sit right back down. Next section is to check sensation. What I'm going to have you do with your right pointer finger. I want you to touch your nose, touch the point of my finger, and go back to your nose. Good. Good. One more. There you go. And the final portion is a coordination walk. What I'm going to have you do is a tandem walk or heel to toe. You're going to walk in a straight line. I would like you to take 7 steps, heel to toe, walking forward. Very good. Okay, the next portion is called a concentration test. I'm going to read you a string of numbers, and when I'm done, you repeat them back to me backwards in reverse order of how I read them to you. For example, if I say 719, you would say 917. Ready?
Yes.
493.
394.
3814.
41. I forgot all that.
3279.
9, 7, 2, 3.
62971.
6, 2, 6, 2, 6, 2, 9, 7, 1. 1, this is 6, 2, 9, 7, 6, 2, 9, 7, 1, 6, 2. It's 1, 7, 9, 2, 6.
718462.
I'm not going to get that.
And the final portion of this part, I want you to tell me the months of the year in reverse order. Start with the last month and go backwards. So you'll say December, November.
Okay.
So,
Let's see, so it'd be December and November and October and September and July, no, August, July, June, May, April, March, February, and January.
yeah, final portion of this is called the delayed recall. Do you remember the list of words I read a few times earlier? I want you to tell me as many of the words from the list as you can remember in any order.
Okay, it was elbow, apple, saddle, bottle, and carpet. I think was it.
Very good. That is the final portion of the standardized assessment of concussion. Okay, Scott, the third portion of the baseline testing, we go through what's called a graded symptoms checklist. On this paper, you will see the most common symptoms that occur following a concussion. What we're going to have you do is put a number. The scale is up top here. 0 meaning not present, 1 is mild, 3 moderate, 6 is severe. You can use any number, 0 to 6, to describe how you feel. What I want you to do is read through each symptom, and in the baseline column, you are going to put a number for each one of these symptoms as to how you feel.
Okay.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And now what we're going to do with these numbers, we're going to have the total symptom score, and then in the case of a follow-up injury, what we're going to do is reevaluate this to see that these numbers get back to your baseline and that they're not worse than what they were before.
And I see that that's over a time period too.
Yes.
2 to 3 hours.
Yes. Following a head injury, if there's a concussion, suspected concussion or head injury, we will reevaluate these. At the time of injury, if able, 2 to 3 hours, and then every subsequent day, if these numbers are not back to their baseline levels.
Okay, some important information. Is there anything else we should know, Jason?
Just the most important thing in having a concussion plan is to have the baseline numbers, because everybody is different. So by having these baselines, we're able to follow up following injury to make sure that before we return to play, they are 100% healed and prepared to return.